next guest is an Emmy-nominated comedian who you know from Saturday Night Live. The 50th season begins this fall on NBC and Peacock. Please welcome the very funny Michael Che.
How are you? Yay! I'm here to announce that I'm going to run for President of the United States. That's right. I don't know anything about politics, but I have something that Trump and Biden don't have, and that's 4 years. Yeah. The best ability is availability. I got to quit comedy because my aunt called me in the middle of the night to tell me she did an ancestry test, and she found out that we have a great-great-great-uncle who was a runaway slave that became a clown. And I said, "What the hell are you telling me for?" And she goes, "Well, that's why you do what you do." You just call me a slave clown? So now I want to run for president so that my family can respect me. I'm actually a great candidate. I'm the best of both worlds. I'm liberal like Biden, but I'm also willing to pay for sex. Yeah. I used to think paying for sex was gross, but that's because I was poor. I've never paid for sex before. It's not because I'm above it. I just don't know how to find a prostitute. You can't ask. You can ask, but you better be right. It's hard to ask anything after that. Hey, are you a prostitute? No? Well, what do you do? A good friend of mine asked me to be a sperm donor so that her and her wife could have a baby, and I said no. Call me old-fashioned, but I just feel like if I'm gonna make a kid, it should be by accident. I don't want kids. I'm afraid to have kids because I grew up very, very poor, and I don't know, if I have a kid now, they'd have access to everything that I never had growing up, and I don't want to see that. I want my kids to have everything, but I want them to also have nothing so they know exactly what it is I did for them, and they can owe me forever. Yeah. I think every parent can understand that. Even in the Bible, God is like, before me there was nothing. You're welcome. That's the kind of dad I want to be. I want to be a father the way God's a father. Distant. I want my kids to question my existence sometimes. I don't think he's real. I've never seen him. I think God loves us. I think he just had us at a very young age. He realized he had a lot more living to do, and he was like, I shall return. If we keep going to space, we're going to mess around and catch God slipping. He's going to be up there with his real family. He's going to be so shocked. He's, "Oh, hey, little man, what you doing up here? How'd you get to Mars?" Maybe I'll start a family. I don't know. I want to get married, but I don't want a wedding. Does that make sense? I just think you get the wedding too soon in a marriage. You get it like immediately. It's nothing to look forward to. You should have to earn your wedding, you know? You don't get graduation just because you signed up for school. You got to pass some tests first. When I get married, I want my wedding after my marriage, during the divorce. And then we do the wedding backwards so it makes more sense. Yeah, I want the wedding to start with me and my wife walking up the altar and all our friends and family there throwing stuff at us. And I pull the veil over my wife's face, take back my ring and all my promises. And I watch her leave the church with her dad. And I'm not allowed to see her again because it's bad luck. Yeah. You know what? You guys are right. I should be president. My name's Michael Che. Vote for me. Thank you, Jimmy. Vote for me.
You guys are right. Cross you, man. Michael Che! That is how you do it right there, bud. That is how you do it. We'll be right back with more Tonight Show, everybody. Come on back.